and welcome everybody to the lectures of wireless security course. In today's lecture, we will be talking about 5G security. As we mentioned before, we talked about different security approaches, for different wireless networks, including Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 4G, 2G, 3G, and then we will be talking specifically today about 5G security and what's special about 5G, the new technologies and the new emerging threats and how to handle this. So before we talk about 5G security, I want to emphasize the following thing, that whenever there is a new technology, yes, whenever there is a new technology, we always find some threats to that technology and some breaches to that technologies, and you will find out that there are some gaps, some lapses, it's a new technology, not everybody knows it, it's different from the existing traditional ones, and there is little information about it, little experience with it, and therefore the amount you don't know exactly what bugs are going to be to emerge out of this technology, what security threats are going to happen. And due to all these things, any new technology that emerges has two things. One, which is the positive side, the benefits and the advantages it brings, and the other thing, the drawbacks and the drawbacks and the disadvantages that come at the expense of providing these benefits. Because as it always happens, whenever you provide something, this great thing that you provide, or this advantageous, amazing, beautiful feature that you give, always comes at a certain price, always comes at the expense of something. And that's usually, hopefully, that is less than the advantage it provides. Otherwise, there is no point of using it. Therefore, we should always balance between the advantages and drawbacks and threats of a certain security. And we decide to use it or not based on the amount of advantages and the amount of disadvantages. If the advantages are more than this, then go for it. And if it's not really threatening and it's not really affecting our key requirements, then it's okay. If it's not complying with the requirements, then you cannot accept it, even if it is providing amazing number of benefits that you cannot do them or achieve them with some other technologies that can be used instead of the new technology. So having said this, we can now talk about the 5G as a new technology. So we need to know what are the new things in 5G and what are their advantages and what are their security threats and how to deal with this. So we'll give brief introduction about 5G. Most of you know about it, but just for overviewing it. 5G security, pre-5G security issues, security impact of network softwareization, security issues related to network new technologies, security issues related to new verticals. When I say new verticals, I mean how the new communication technology, which is called 5G, new generation, is going to coexist and help the other industries in the world, like finance, agriculture, industry, insurance, transportation, construction, agriculture, civil, whatever industry, how this 5G technology is going to change and help and shape this new industry, how it can add new value, how it can make it better, how it can make it efficient, how it can make it more profitable. So this is what we mean by saying verticals, how the new technology is going to coexist and benefit the existing industries. Then we'll talk about network monitoring in 5G, and then 5G privacy, 5G user privacy, privacy issues, privacy objectives, and privacy protection mechanism. So let's get started. The evolution of mobile networks. So if I ask you, when did you start using internet? Like most of you will say, I started using the internet maybe after 2000. But the lucky one will tell me I started using the internet in after 1995. So the internet as we know it today, it was like maybe officially launched, and we have the World Wide Web in 1990, 1991, something like this. So before the internet, 1990, 1991, we had only one amazing service that we used to, that people, even not all the people, just people working in businesses or I mean, the upper middle class people, they were using the mobile, the telephony, the analog voice, which is provided by mobile first generation network called AMPS, NMT, and TAX. This is the first wireless standard, which is called the first generation, and it was providing just analog voice. Before this, in the old days, we had the telephony, and before this, we had the first amazing communication device that has ever been created and shocked the world, was the telegraph, where you send messages instead of just going and delivering the messages over horses or delivering them by people traveling from one place to another. It was the amazing invention of the telegraph. And then after that, the telephony and the mobile, and there are hundreds of years, but basically from the 18th century till the 19th, the most amazing invention after telegraph, after the telegram, was the voice communication, and more specifically, the one over wires, and then the one wire that can send and receive uh, your speech wirelessly. So that was the amazing invention, which was after 1980, 1985, on that range. And it was just for a specific number of countries. Not everybody was involved, and certain areas. And then in 1990, the breakthrough of the internet, the internet started emerging. And at that point, we had the 2G, and that was the most successful wireless standard ever adopted mostly in the whole world. And that it provided digital voice, not analog voice, which was using TDD, time division multiplexing, and with better quality and better technology and small devices. So with that, there was something called the SMS, and SMS was breakthrough at that time, because this is the first time ever in the history of a human being where somebody can send somebody a text message. I mean, with the emergence of the internet as well, because there were simple data communication, and that was great service added to the voice service. And with the emergence of a new technology called 3G, which is the CDMA, EFDO, WCDMA, HSPA, TDS, CDMA, those are the technical names of the third generation. We had services like not only voice, not only messages, we have now pictures, we have videos, but there was a problem in the download speed, in the upload speed. It was not fast. The internet speed was not that good. And therefore, the goal of the 4G technology was exclusively focused on just improving the data speed of the internet. It was just more data rate, just more internet speed. I want this. That was the key requirement. And faster internet, higher speed, higher bandwidth, more storage, and things like those. So everything that was kind of introduced in 3G, but more of it. We like it. We want more of it. So with the 4G, we have now the high definition videos, the richer content, the streaming, the amazing applications that we are enjoying every day. especially those applications that are video driven, from YouTube to TikTok to Twitch to many of other applications that primarily video driven. And if you tell me how you map the applications to the, or how you map the applications to the technologies, or how the technology affects the emergence of a new application, I will tell you like this. Like in 2G, we have after the 2G we have just simple applications that used to send text. Like we have, after that period, we have the emergence of Facebook and Twitter and those social media that was primarily using text. So after that, with the 3G, we noticed that these social media tried to include more like multimedia, not just text, but also multimedia communication, including picture and audio and video. But also we noticed the emergence of new applications like the Instagram. Instagram was just focused on sharing photos and pictures. So we moved from text to picture. Now, with the 4G, we moved from text, picture to video. Video, we have the emergence of the successful app called TikTok. So that app was specifically designed only for video. The previous app, Instagram, was specifically designed for photos. The previous app was specifically designed for text. Now we can see that because of the emergence of these new successful mobile platforms or applications, we noticed that the old platform, social media platform, also tried to compete with these new emerging apps by adding extra services to their existing services. So we can see that Twitter and Instagram, all of them, they allow now video. But who get the most share in this new adoption? It is the mobile app that was exclusively focused only on providing that service. That's why we can see Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion and bought also WhatsApp and these things. So companies are competing with each other so that they can have the dominance on the user data so that they can advertise for them properly. So this is the simple, very brief, simple explanation of the evolution of mobile. But now we have 5G. What's 5G and why 5G is different? Because 5G is not just trying to give you more of the things you like and enjoy and you really love about the wireless communication, which is providing you with data connection of high speeds, but also give you low latency, give you interaction with the physical world by using the Internet of Things services, massive machine type communication, ultra reliability, low latency, and things like those, which are amazing applications that everybody love and enjoy, where you can connect any physical device and make it intelligent by embedding a communication interface and control interface, and you can really link it and connect it with the network. So we have, by exploiting such a technology, which is the massive machine type communication and the Internet of Things era, the Internet of Everything era, even some people call it, we end up having now the smart wearables. It's no longer the dumb watch you have and you bought in your hand. It's now a smart watch that you can talk to it and it can respond to you. It can measure things. It can compute things. It can give you smart decisions. It can record things. It can make calls for you. It can, amazing, everything on that smart watch. So we have smart wearables like smartwatch, smart sensors. We have smart mobility. We have smart autonomous driving cars. We have smart parking, car-to-car communication, smart water management, utility management, smart e-health, traffic, smart, everything you see in your life, you can just add Internet of Things to it, and you provide a solid, robust connectivity to it using 5G or any wireless technology, and then change this whole industry from upside down. I mean, you can change everything in it. So unbelievable the impact that it can have now. So it's basically the communication is not exclusive anymore to human being. Communication now is now being spread and extended to the objects, the ones that are not, they don't have the human sense. Yes, all what you need to make them communicate with the network and communicate with you and benefit you is just give them the following three things: give them wireless connection, give them sensing ability, actuation ability, execution, and control. And that's it. Now you have a smart object, a smart thing that can help benefit you, that can talk to you, communicate with you, send you alarms, alerts, take your action and execute them. You have the internet of drones on the where everybody will have a flying mobile phone on the sky. So imagine these kind of applications. Uh, so 5G is different in that aspect. So that's why 5G is gonna interact with so many verticals, from health, from transportation, from home, from business, from agriculture to even construction. It's gonna change each and every industry. And whoever does not use or adopt such new, great, amazing technology will be left behind and will be everybody will surpass him, everybody will exceed him and do excellent things that nobody can really catch up with the ones who adopt this technology. So what are the exact industry and how much share each industry will get from the benefiting from the 5G era? So we estimate that 5G enabled industry digitalization revenues for ICT players will be around 1.3 trillion US dollar in 2026. So what does this mean? Which one of these sectors will get the most share? So we have the energy and utilities, the gas, the energy, that's used for purposes like heating, like electricity generation, all these things. So this will get 90% share of this 1.3 trillion revenue. We have the manufacturing, the industry, the factories. They are going to get 18%, especially the cars, the automobile, the planes, the automotive. All these industries are going to benefit a lot. We have then the public safety, the police, the government, the institutions, and those. They will form around 13%. We have the healthcare, the hospitals, the clinics, the doctors in this industry will have around 12%. We have the public transportation around 10% of this 1.3 trillion, which means 100 billion. We have the media and entertainment industry. I mean, just think of this, how much change it will cause and disrupt the new entertainment industry and media industry. Why I'm saying this? Because anybody now watches TV? Anybody? Can you tell me anybody watches TV? Anybody listens to FM? Anybody listens to AM? Those are dead technologies. Nobody is gonna use them after 5 years from now. Especially the TV. TV is gonna be dead. It's gonna be like AM in the 90s, in the 2000s. So everything is gonna be on demand on the internet. Like, see Netflix, how much influence and how much growth it has achieved in just the last few years. It has become like a multi-continent company. Like, you have people from around the world, all of them are users and customers of Netflix. Why Netflix is better than TV? Just tell me why people are willing to pay for Netflix and not using the dumb stupid TV that we used to have in the old days, that nobody even opens it. Why? Because when you go to Netflix, you don't have anybody to bother you with ads. You don't have. I'm not saying about Netflix. I'm saying about all the services that are Netflix alike. Like, I don't want to be kind of promoting Netflix. I don't have anything to do with them, but I'm saying services like services that can offer you video in demand without advertisement, and and you can watch the things at any time you want. You have the Twitch, you have the YouTube, you have the things, the subscription. YouTube, you can subscribe to it, and you can get rid of these ads. You can use Brave browsers, and you are not going to see any of these ads. You can customize your experience. Most of the people are spending more time on videos on the internet than the videos or the programs provided by the TV. The TV industry is now losing day after day. It was one of the most profiting industries, but nowadays it's dying, and it will cease to exist in the coming few years. So the smart people like you guys, they can predict the future now. You can predict the future. Since TV is dying, this means that there are new things emerging. So invest in them. Learn these skills, learn these platforms, create startup around these services, so that you can become the next, maybe get some share from that revolution, from that evolution in technology. So the ones who can predict this earlier and the ones who act upon their ideas, they are going to be very successful. So for example, people are investing in influencers on Twitch and YouTube and those things. They are killing the traditional channels like PCC and normal channels, whether sport or entertainment or news or whatever. People on those internet platforms are making more impact than the traditional channels. There are YouTubers who make more than $2 to $3 million per day. Oh, sorry, per yearly, and many of them each day they make $10,000. And this is YouTube just ads. Imagine if YouTube just even gives you more than of the ads, or not even the ads, the subscription, or how much influence they have on people. Look at Twitch, people there, they are building industries. Just unbelievable the huge amount of revenue they are generating. So subscription, you have the subscription base, the ad base, the sponsorship, the affiliate marketing, the product selling, the drop shipping. All these are services that are being run and used by influencers on those channels. So unbelievable the huge amount of money that they are generating, and they are killing all those traditional, conventional, old dumb TV channels. So please, I mean, just read the future, see what's going on, catch up with the trend, or you will be left behind. So this is where I think, the most closest one for you, because the other sectors are related to big companies and big businesses. But this one, you can make an impact here. You can make a fortune. You can become the next millionaire easily here. If you just bought the hard work, like believe in it, trust it, and do some hard work here and some great efforts, and you will be shocked of the amazing revenue, because this one it can easily be scalable. You just do something once and it can reach billion of users on the internet. So I think that we talked more than needed about this, but the reason why I talk more about this is to motivate you, to encourage you, to let you feel the importance and significance of this new emerging sector. That's the technology really disrupting this sector totally, and you can really be one of the beneficiaries of this change. Don't be one of the things who will be left behind. So the automotive industry, the financial services, the retail, the agriculture, those other, didn't talk much about the other ones because they are related to businesses and companies and firms and organization. So it's very difficult to tell you have a bank or service or establish a company related to finance issues, because you don't have that capabilities and that skills. Also, it's difficult to tell you go and start building or autonomous self-driving cars. We are not Tesla, maybe you might think. So it's difficult for you to imagine yourself in these sectors, be an owner. You can just be an employee there, but like you can be something in the media and entertainment industry coming in the coming years. So media here includes also education. So you can create courses, you can create entertainment material, you can create tutorials, whatever, and you can have some share here. So the 5G is services and applications are going to shock the world, and so it's not the 5G only. The evolution of 5G, the 6G even, is gonna be more transformative than this. So we have the autonomous driving. You don't need to touch the wheels at all. You just let the car drive by itself. Let the car drive and do something else. The wearables, whether you have the voice, the video, the audio, the chatting, the whatever, it's the whole mobile phone in your hand. The ring communication, the industrial internet, the internet of industry, the drones, UAVs, the remote surgery, the augmented reality, virtual reality, the simulator, that amazing simulator you can build with virtual reality, the 8K video streaming, the hologram TV, unbelievable, where you can, the video you have in your mobile phone can pop up in the air in front of you, and you can watch it and feel you are there. Unbelievable. You don't need, even the people in the future are predicting that you don't need to have a smartphone with big screen size, and you are bothered where to put it, and you sometimes forget it, and you don't have, you, all what you need is just one ring. You put it in your finger, and the screen will be whatever you have in front of you in the air, and you can just surf anything and click anything by your eyes. There is no need for your finger or just decide selecting in this. By your eyes, your eyes can be used as a pointer, a clicker, whatever. Unbelievable, the revolution going here. So you can be the next entrepreneur in these industries. So I believe in this, and I think you can do great things, guys, here. But it's up to you. It's up to you. Yes, some of you, they don't want really to be entrepreneurs, but those for hungry entrepreneurs. I'm talking here for hungry entrepreneurs and hungry researchers and hungry leaders who want to be the next Elon Musk, the next Steve Jobs, the next Bill Gates. So I'm talking to those people among you. Don't underestimate yourself. Please have self-esteem and self-confidence and trust in yourself. You can change things. Don't underestimate yourself. But what's missing is to believe in yourself. Believe that you can do great things and do the hard work. So here we have in 5G requirements, we have compared with 4G, if you can see here 4G is in the black, this yellow. We have different requirements, and we have the 4G and 5G, and this figure shows you how much improvement the 5G is going to add to the 4G in terms of user experience, data rate, where you have 10 times data rate of what you used to have in 4G, spectrum efficiency 3 times, mobility from up to half kilometer per hour, latency up from 10 second to 1 from 10 millisecond to 1 millisecond, connection density from 1,000 devices per kilometer to 1 million devices per kilometer. And the reason for that is the emergence of Internet of Things, where everything is connected to the internet. You have the network energy efficiency, the power efficiency from 1x to 100x. You have the traffic capacity from 0.1 to 10. Unbelievable, the huge amount of improvement that's going to happen with the new technologies. Not exactly 5G, but also 5G and beyond. So we have the new technologies for the radio part, including new spectrum. We are on the millimeter wave now. What's so special about millimeter wave and why people are heading to millimeter wave? The reason for that is to provide you with a super fast internet connection that you can download a movie of 3 hours with less than 3 minutes. That's how fast things are going to be. So you have the massive MIMO. The massive MIMO also for the same purpose, to serve you with high data rates, to increase the spectral efficiency of the network, to serve more users, more devices, to provide a faster internet connection. You have the flexible numerologies, flexible OFDM structure, different bandwidths for the carriers to be flexible and to provide and meet the latency requirements. You have the multi-connectivity, Wi-Fi, LTE, 5G, to be robust enough. If you lose the connection with one network, you are going to connect with another, because you cannot afford losing your internet connection for 1 hour. Can you imagine yourself nowadays living without an internet a day, a single day? You will be depressed. You will be devastated. You will be, just feeling extremely down and burned out. So it has become an integral part of our life, especially with what's going on nowadays with the pandemic. So, guys, life has changed. Life has changed and things are changing continuously. So we need to take action. We need to make use of these things. So those are the radio technologies, but also we have the core technologies. Not only the radio, we have the core. So new network architecture, from hardware, software appliances to virtual resources. We have the 4G, the 5G, and 5G we have too much emphasis in making things software. Like everything that you used to perform in hardware, please get rid of it and make it in software. We don't need to do it anymore with hardware. We have witnessed so much advances in software, and whatever we can now do so many of the things just with software and with just off-the-shelf hardware. Why should we keep use dedicated hardware devices to do some certain functionalities? We don't need this to happen anymore. Flexibility to scale up and down, on-demand response to dynamic traffic needs, innovations with software lifecycle. We have virtual app, so in 4G, we used to have proprietary hardware appliances. Each company has its own hardware, its own thing, and nobody is allowed to touch it or to mess with it. So the innovation cycle is slow, and people don't know what's going on inside this box. And it they make it look like complex thing and a scary thing, while it can be done in the software. Distributed hardwired network, yes, that was the main problem with 4G and the previous generation. It's basically each company is having their own products, their own hardware, and they don't want anybody to replace them. But with the new 5G, things are going to be different. Competition is going to be tougher, and it will be open for new operators and new service providers to enter the market. So many companies are going to die, many companies are going to born, and things are going to be extremely competitive. This is the industry, as you can see from this figure, and look at the arrow. We are moving towards softwareization. More focus on software. We need to push everything to work on the software side. We don't need things to be just hardware dedicated. We just phase one, we need virtualization and cloudification, including software-defined networking, network function virtualization, cloud computing, and I will define these things in the coming slides. We have phase two, service migration. Phase four, we have service network automation. Phase three, orchestration, end-to-end orchestration of network and services. So eventually we are making everything look like a program or a software app that was designed or developed by a developer or a programmer. So things are going to be, everything hopefully can understand what's going on, and he can, if you make things simple, more contributions will come, and things will get improved faster than it used to be. So transformation towards network softwareization in 5G. Key system components of flexible 5G deployment. So you have distributed data center capabilities, you have mobile edge computing, you have cloud orchestration, network and RAM slicing, and DevOps. So all these are going to be critical part of 5G, critical. And anybody that does not recognize this, or any business that just ignores this, and because of personal benefits or whatever, he might survive for a few years, but eventually he will be left behind. He will be kicked out of the game because of not adopting these new emerging technologies. Customers like efficiency, customers like to pay less, customers like cost-effective products. So if you are not making your product cost-effective, if you are not competing on the price, if you are not competing on the efficiency and the amount of value you provide to the customer, you will be left behind. You will be out of the market. So that's the scary thing in this emerging technology. Everybody is racing. They call it the 5G race, the 5G competition. Countries around the world are racing towards it. It's not about the 5G world. Forget about the 5G. I mean, new technologies that can replace the existing ones with a much more efficient way while paying less. So the four key core technologies in 5G are going to be software-defined networking, network function virtualization, multi-access edge computing, and network slicing. So we can stop here, guys, and then we continue in the next lecture. So thank you very much for listening and for being with me in this lecture. And I think we can stop here and continue in the next lecture.